Hey guys, said I was going to do another video on doing a sprocket and chain replacement. It turned out to be a real pain in the ass. You see a lot of videos on YouTube that show how easy it is. Anyways, I started it, I got the back sprocket on and a new chain and everything. I pressed the link on, I didn't rivet it yet. I ran into a problem where I couldn't get off the front nut for the front sprocket. I got so frustrated and put it all back together and called it a day. Decided to leave the front sprocket, and thinking about it overnight, it's kind of a shame. I got a brand new front sprocket. It's still the same size though, and I didn't put it on. And yesterday when I attempted this, I took off the whole side panel and everything, thinking I couldn't get the cover off because of the hydraulic clutch cylinder being in the way. Well, it turns out, folks, on the first generation bikes, I noticed a lot of videos, everybody took off this panel. On this one, you can't take it off from the outside. You would have to take everything off because it's got a screw mounting it from the inside, attaching them together. But all I did was remove the two screws down here, and I got the screws out. I pulled the cylinder out of the way, got to the nuts. There's a cover right there. It was pretty easy to do. But what a pain in the ass. The second, furthermore, I couldn't find a socket for the life of me in my city, Toronto. I went nuts looking for one. I finally found one, and here we are. I'm going to try to take this thing off. I got my impact gun. Counterclockwise. Put it in. I put a bar through the rim, through the chain. I'm going to try doing this without holding the brake pedal, obviously, because I can't get there. Hopefully it breaks loose. Beauty. Alright, now that that's off, I'm going to go ahead and remove the back wheel, or loosen it up. I'm going to slide this out. Come around to the other side. You got the socket already on the nut. It's a 1 1/4 if you don't have metric. The front sprocket socket was a 27mm 6-point impact. Alright, so I got the nut off. I had it all adjusted yesterday. Now I'm gonna pull the shaft right out. A good idea would be, since the wheel's so high off the ground, I've got it on my stand. When you do something like this, make sure you got your bike sitting in a nice sturdy spot and it's not gonna fall over on you. Anyways, so I'm gonna pull this axle shaft out. The wheel's just gonna drop. The reason why I'm doing that, it's just going to make it easier to swivel this chain, because I got to slide it over off the, I don't know, it might just come out the way it is. No, I think it's got to move over to the right on the back side to get the angle, and hopefully it'll slip out. Anyways, so I'm pulling this off. Wheels loose, and it just slides right out. Even the axle, the rear caliper's got a little slip. It's probably still on the disc. I just got to get up here. Still on the disc. Just be careful. You just slip it off the pads, off the rotor, off the disc. There we go. Just let it hang. It's very light. You're not really pulling on anything. I don't think that thing weighs a pound. Okay, so now that I got the chain off, or loosened, I can move it over like so. Get back to the front here and see if I can pull this sprocket off. Here's my little washer. Put it down. Nice. So it's almost out. Let's see if I can give it a little bit more. So really, all I need to do now is get the sprocket right off the chain. It's out. Nice. So here's my old one. Looking at it, it's definitely worn. I'm really glad that I took it off. It would have been a real shame riding the bike with a brand new chain and a brand new rear sprocket and a front one leaving the stock front one on that's already worn out. A lot of motorcycles start developing a vibration, especially these 1400 Ninjas, and people are wondering, why is the bike vibrating? Such a smooth bike. You know what? 9 out of 10 times, it's your front sprocket worn out. It's causing this vibration at a certain RPM, especially if you're in a higher gear and you're going at a slow speed and you try to accelerate. You'll feel the whole bike just kind of like shiver. That's your sprockets. Nothing else. Anyways, I'm trying to get this pack open here. So there's a new one. It says Super Sprocket on the front. It's a 17 tooth. I'm gonna slide it over the chain, same way it was before. Nice, and then I'm gonna slide it back onto the shaft. Might have to wiggle it a little bit here. Get the teeth lined up properly. Hopefully it's the right, well, the back one was right. Hopefully it's the right front sprocket. Beautiful. So that's in. That looks pretty cool compared to the factory one. Anyway, before I put this washer back on, I got it all bent over here. I'm just going to tap it flat. Smart idea. Let's go to the bricks. I would have put a new one on, but of course I live in Toronto and the Kawasaki dealership didn't have one in stock, and I didn't feel like waiting 4 days for a washer. This should be fine. Use it this way. It really doesn't matter. Well, yeah, put her in there. As long as the teeth line up, there we go. Teeth are in. The nut. They say to torque it down to 105 foot-pounds in the front, roughly, and 95 in the back. Anyways, now that I got that back, I'm going to go ahead and put the back wheel back on. Got a little spacer here. Here's my wheel. Let's roll it back. I'm going to just get it up back on that 4x4. Get my axle shaft. I'm just going to let it sit there so it's ready to slide over. So now I'm going to go onto this side here. I got to deal with the back caliper. There's little spacers in here too. You got to make sure they don't fall out.